Hey guys, and welcome to Geek Guru, the place where you can go to fix all of your PC problems. My name's Docs, and this video is going to hopefully help you guys restore some lost PC performance in Windows 10. We've all been there. You buy or build a new PC, and at first things are great, and then a year or two goes by and things just start to feel really sticky and kind of slow. Maybe you notice that your performance when gaming isn't as smooth anymore, or simple tasks like opening up your favorite browser just take what feels like forever. There are things that we can do to regain some of that lost performance, and you don't need to have some kind of crazy computer skill for what I'm going to show you today. Before we continue with the video, please consider creating a restore point for your computer because Windows updates and whatnot sometimes break stuff. Generally, this is not something to be worried about, but we want to be extra safe. To create a restore point on your computer, hit the Windows key and then type in Create a Restore Point. Then select Create a Restore Point. Once this opens up, we want to head down here and select our main drive, our C drive, and turn protection on. Then select Create down here. Give your backup a name, and then click OK. Now, should anything go wrong, you have a backup. This is always a good practice before making changes to your PC, and if you guys are ready to get into it, let's dive into 8 things you can do to speed up your PC. So the first thing that we can do is we can remove old or unnecessary programs and files, right? Over time, your PC can accumulate a lot of these unnecessary programs, temporary files, and folders, and they take up valuable storage space and end up slowing down the system. Windows 10 comes with a bunch of programs that people don't need and don't really use, and we can get rid of them. So let's hit the Windows key on the keyboard or click it here in the bottom left-hand corner, then type uninstall. You should see add or remove programs, and we want to go ahead and click that. We are then brought to the apps and features settings screen, and if we scroll down we can see a list of all the stuff installed on our computer currently. What we want to do here is scroll through this list and find programs we no longer need or use. There is a fair bit of bloat by default in here. As an example, this 3D viewer is not something that I really need, so I simply click uninstall, wait a few moments, and then continue to scroll through the list looking for more stuff to get rid of. Another few examples of this are things like sticky notes, Print 3D, Mixed Reality Portal, etc. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like so that you can follow along, and then unpause when you're ready to continue. Once we have removed the unneeded or bloated programs, head on up here to the search bar and type in temp, and then select delete temporary files. Once you do, it'll bring up this list after your computer scans for file types, and we will see an indicator for temporary files. Go ahead and select this, let it scan also, be sure to check every box, and then select remove files. This will clear up some space by getting rid of old temporary files your computer no longer needs, and once it's done, we're ready for our next tip. Next up, we can disable our startup programs. Many programs are set to launch automatically when you start your PC, which can slow down the boot process and take up resources, so we want to disable them. Hit the Windows key and then type in Startup, and then select Startup Apps. Once we do, we are shown a list of all the programs that start up when we turn on our computer, and most of these do not need to be on, things like PhoneLink, CCleaner, Microsoft Edge, OneDrive, Spotify. We can just go ahead and nix these by toggling the switches that look like this here on the sides of each one of these apps. The ones on this list that are going to have the most impact on your computer at startup are going to have these high impact ratings on them here on the right side. You can also disable Windows security notification icon. And then once you're done, we can move on to tip 3. This next tip is going to be more for desktop users because it will work better if you aren't running off battery power like a laptop. It will still work for a laptop, but you'll likely drain your battery much quicker. If battery isn't an issue for you or you are on a desktop, click on the Start menu or tap the Windows key and type in msconfig, just like you see on your screen now. Once system configuration opens, we want to click into the Boot tab and then click on the Advanced options. From here, we enable number of processors and then click the drop-down menu and select the highest number of processors and then select OK. Then click Apply and then OK again, and it will prompt us to restart our computer. For this moment, go ahead and click Exit without restart. And just like that, we're on to tip number 4. Next, I recommend checking for Windows updates. If you're not into receiving Windows updates for whatever reason, that's okay, I totally respect that. However, those of you who don't mind, go ahead and hit the Windows key and then type in Updates and then select Check for Updates. At the top of the screen, we will see our update status, and we want to click here on Check for Updates once again and give it a moment to check. Mine says it is up to date, but yours may not. If it finds any updates, go ahead and install them, and then once they are finished, give your computer a restart. Sometimes missing a few updates is all it takes to cause some issues with performance, and really it's always a good idea to keep current on the latest updates to keep your computer's security up to date and all that fun stuff. Once you're back, we're ready for tip number 5. This next fix may not be for everyone who likes to keep Windows looking all fancy, pretty, and snazzy, but basically Windows has several visual effects that can look nice but can also slow down your PC. Disabling visual effects can free up system resources and speed up your PC. To do this, we hit the Windows key and then type in Advanced and then select View Advanced System Settings. Once we do, a window opens up and we want to select Settings under Performance, and inside there we simply select Adjust for Best Performance and then select OK. Down in the box below there are lots of options if you want to customize exactly what stuff is and is not turned on, but for most of you selecting Adjust for Best Performance will be just fine. Back in the System Properties window we opened earlier, we can click Settings under Performance once again and we select the Advanced tab. Then we can select Adjust for Best Performance of Programs and then select Change under Virtual Memory. Uncheck Automatically Manage Paging File Sizes for all drives and then select your C drive. Select Custom Size and then allocate a nice 10,000 megabytes in both the initial and maximum size boxes right here. Then click Set, and then click OK. This can help a slow computer have a bit more space it can use as RAM in a pinch. RAM is a type of computer memory that is used to store data and program code that the CPU needs to access quickly, and having a bit more space means you can work with a little bit more before stuff really starts to slow down. It isn't a whole lot, but every bit counts. If you do a lot of gaming, I'd say allocate 1.5 times the amount of RAM installed on your computer, but avoid creating one on any drive you store a lot of games on. Doing so causes your performance to tank because your PC is using the drive you game on for loading and unloading game files, as well as acting as virtual memory at the same time, which can be way too much for some systems. If you have 16 gigs of RAM installed, you'll want to enter in 24,000 megabytes into the boxes, and if you have 32 gigs of RAM installed, you'll want to enter in 48,000. The next thing that we should do is optimize our drives, and we can do that by hitting the Windows key and then typing in Optimize, and then we select Defragment and Optimize Drives. Inside this window, we can see all of our hard drives, their media types, and their statuses. Hard drives are going to let you click Analyze and then allow you to optimize, while solid state drives will simply let you select Optimize. Select a drive and then select Optimize, let it do its thing, and then move on to the next drive. Running Disk Defragmenter / Optimizer can improve the speed and performance of your PC by organizing files on your hard drive more efficiently. Repeat this for every hard drive listed on this list, and then once this is done, we can also do a disk cleanup by hitting the Windows key and typing in Disk Cleanup and then selecting Disk Cleanup from the menu. We then select our drive, in our case the C drive, and then go ahead and select Clean Up System Files. It'll ask you to select the drive again, do a quick scan, and once it's done, we select every checkbox here in this menu and then select OK. It will then ask if we are sure we want to delete these files, and we will say yes. Do this for every drive you have, and then we are able to move on to our final tip. For number 8, we can change our power profile. Normally Windows defaults to a balanced power profile, which sets limits on your PC that tend to favor battery life over performance. So this tip is another one that is going to be better suited for desktops but will still work on laptops. Hit the Windows key and then type in PowerShell. Right-click it and then run it as administrator, and then inside this nice blue box here, copy and paste this string of code from the video description below and then hit enter. We now have added a new power profile to our computer, but we still need to set it to be active, so to do that we need to head into our power saving settings. Hit the Windows key one more time, type in Control Panel, click Control Panel, and then select Hardware and Sound from the next window that pops up, and then select Change Power Saving Settings. Once this window opens up, we can see that there is a profile here called Ultimate Performance, and all we need to do is select it and then exit out of this box. After all that is said and done, we want to wrap up everything we've just done with a restart of our PC, and once that is done, you should notice an improvement to your overall performance. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, it would help me out a ton if you would like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I release a new video. With that, I hope to see you guys around in the next one. That's it. Take it easy, guys. Peace.